I want to talk about Ochaco, and more specifically why it's going to be her and her love to Deku that is going to save Deku's life at the end of My Hero Academia. Deku currently is running himself into the ground, going days to weeks with not enough to eat and not enough sleep. And it's not only his physical health that's deteriorating, his mental health is the thing that's sparking this deterioration of his physical health. Deku is forcefully taking up the symbol of peace persona, where he takes responsibility for all the actions of the heroes and trying to bring as much justice to the world as he possibly can. And because of the fact that he has the former symbol of peace quirk once for all, it makes him feel like he needs to do everything independently because he has the power to do what All Might did. But we soon come to realize the fear, trauma, and the naive mindset that comes with becoming the symbol of peace, where he's so stubborn that he wants to separate himself from everyone he loves because he feels like if he brings them with him, they are in jeopardy of being hurt. So in falling weak mentally and physically, Deku is in a position to where if he continues to go, he's going to die. And he's in dire need of saving, and a character that I feel like is going to be one of the people that does save him is going to be Ochaco. Now the dynamic between Deku and Ochaco is a very fascinating one, and it's mainly due to the fact that Ochaco's character is created because of Deku's actions. What I mean by that is when it comes to Ochaco as a character, her inspiration, her motivation, her ideology, and everything that she wants to be mainly comes from Deku's actions, where she sees him do certain things and then she comes to conclusions that would make her want to become better. We already know that she cares a lot about Deku just in general. Based on how he has grown throughout the series, her like for him has grown as well. But it's one thing that is prevalent in the desires of Ochaco that makes her a prime candidate for someone who is going to save Deku at the end of My Hero Academia. And that's the fact that she wants to be a hero that saves other heroes. I'm kind of just going with the flow right now. However, that doesn't matter at all because the stubbornness of Deku is going to be the reason why she won't not be able to save him when she needs to. And that's evident when you look at how he responded to a character that is way more impactful to him in the entire story, All Might. And this raising the stake for Ochaco being a character to actually be able to save Deku. She would need to do something so spectacular that would change Deku's mind, and if she can't do it, then that will ultimately mean that Deku will die. He will die physically from his naive mindset and trying to challenge Shigaraki and All For One by himself, and his ideology will also die as he goes further and further down into his mental rabbit hole of despair. And if Deku were to die at the end of My Hero Academia, that will more likely put Ochaco in a position where she will most likely quit being a pro hero, mainly because she would take responsibility for being a hero that wasn't able to save a hero, and not just any hero, her friend and the hero that she loved. So when it comes to this topic of me talking about Ochaco being able to save Deku through her love, there is a lot at stake, her career and also the life of Deku. And really the only way that Ochaco will be able to save Deku is if you smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's completely for free and it'll support Deku, so you gotta do that, Deku-tards. So why do I believe that Ochaco is going to be the one that saved Deku? Literally in my last video, I said that Ochaco wasn't going to be the one who saved Deku. So what was the reason why I'm changing things up? In my last video, I was talking about the current event in the manga and the immediate future. And in that particular scenario, I do not believe that Ochaco will be the person that actually saves Deku, and that's going to be a completely other character. So check out that video right here or in the description below to find out who that character is. This video is referencing the climax of the final act of My Hero Academia, and that is where Ochaco's love will effectively save Deku. Now the reason why I believe that Ochaco will be the person that saved Deku is actually from an interview that Horikoshi did at the Jump Giga 2021 event, where he was asked directly about the climax of the final act of My Hero Academia. The question was something along the lines of who will be the important characters at the end of My Hero Academia. And to prevent any spoilers, Horikoshi didn't go through the laundry list of characters that are going to be important to the end of My Hero Academia, but he did make sure to express that Ochaco will be an influential character at the end of the final act. And in tying in her goals of being a hero that saves other heroes, to me it'll very much make sense that she will be the final character to affect Deku's change at the end of the final act. And that'll also make sense connecting Ochaco saving Deku at the end of the final act of My Hero Academia to the picture that Horikoshi drew of Ochaco saving Deku, or Deku saving Ochaco from falling. But regardless, they both look damaged, and we know for a fact that Horikoshi uses his colorings and arts to foreshadow a lot of things that are going to be happening at the future of My Hero Academia. And the greatest example of that is Horikoshi foreshadowing Deku receiving Gran Torino's cape, where he foreshadowed that a year or some change ago in his art. And I actually believe that that art piece, along with the dynamic of how Ochaco has been saving Deku throughout the entirety of the story of My Hero Academia, concept, even though she hasn't really been saving Deku, very much expresses how Ochaco's love will save Deku. Now, I do have to make it clear that no, I do not believe that Ochaco will save Deku by herself. I feel like the task of Deku putting himself in a position of trying to take down two of the strongest characters in the entire series currently is something that Ochaco would not be able to just maneuver through to save Deku by herself. So obviously, I believe that other people would be with her, and they also have to be just as close to Deku, if not more close to Deku than she is. Those characters being 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚒𝚝, mainly because she's connected to Ochaco and Ochaco is connected to Deku, and of course the most connected character to Deku, which is Bakugo, has to be there. Now when it comes to Shoto, he's not going to be there for obvious reasons, but out of all the characters who are going to try to save Deku, Ochaco is the one at the end of My Hero Academia that I believe has the best chance of actually doing it, and it's through her love. When it comes to the dynamic of Deku and Ochaco, one of the things that Horikoshi makes sure to emphasize is the idea of sacrifice. Whether it be Deku sacrificing his bones and his body to save Ochaco in the entrance exams, or Ochaco sacrificing her potential romantic relationship with Deku to focus on trying to become the greatest hero that she can possibly be, or even Ochaco sacrificing her body when jumping straight into Deku when he first unlocked Black Whip to try to save him, sacrifice is a known representation of the dynamic of Deku and Ochaco. And I believe that just as sacrifice has been displayed throughout the entire story of My Hero Academia between these two characters, that exact same thing will play in the end of My Hero Academia between these two characters. And how that connects to the love aspect is more of the intentions that Ochaco will have when it comes to sacrificing herself to save Deku. One of the biggest, if not the biggest component of love is sacrifice itself, where if you truly love someone, you will sacrifice yourself in some cases to protect them. Connecting that back to Horikoshi's art of Deku and Ochaco falling from the sky as if Ochaco or Deku was the one sacrificing themselves for each other, which I think we can come to the conclusion that Ochaco was not the one in danger, and in fact Deku was the one in danger and Ochaco was the one trying to sacrifice herself for him. That is the point in time where Ochaco can remind Deku that she loves him, she cares for him, and that he does not have to do everything by himself because of that. Now obviously I can't go into the intricacies of how that conversation or that event will go because that's too much of me trying to control the story of My Hero Academia, and I am not in that position to do that. But I do believe, based on the context of Ochaco saving Deku, that My Hero Academia will indeed have a sequel series, My Hero. And I'm like 95% sure that that series could very much have Deku as a pro hero in his own hero agency, and Ochaco could potentially be someone under his hero agency. And I actually talk about Deku's potential hero agency in my next video, so check that out. Win your zone every single day.